sure some of you guys are wondering how to parkour. Now, in my first video, my Bed Wars video with my cousin, I was saying that my second video would probably be a how to parkour video. Well, today is when that's happening. Right now. Anyways, hey guys, Samsonian Gaming here, and welcome back to another video. And I'm gonna be teaching you the basics and advanced stuff of parkour, so get ready. Just let me alter my FOV real quick. Back to 85. Okay. So, let's start off with the basics. 1, 2, and 3 block jumps. Now, 1 block jumps are literally the easiest the easiest jumps in Minecraft. So, what you have to do, all you have to do, is just do this. Or if it's like a long stretch of stuff like I have right here, you can just like avoid it completely and then just do that. So. Now, you see how I'm like kind of stopping in midair? All you have to do for that, now, you can use whatever, get out of here, horse. I don't like it, get out! So, basically, horse. Evil laugh aside, back to parkour. So, basically, you can set your sprint key to whatever you want. I just keep it as default. I don't know why. It just feels natural to me. Maybe because I have like really big hands, but all you have to do is like stop your momentum midair by letting go of your sprint key and W for a little bit, like just the briefest of moments. Then that'll like keep you from falling off the edge if it's like a large quantity of them. But anyways, that's 1 block jumps. Now let's cover 2 block jumps, which are also really easy. So, 2 block jumps are, I mean, you can still make them by doing this, but I feel like it's a little bit faster to do the stop momentum technique I showed you guys earlier. Just like just stop a little bit earlier, because I think it takes a little bit less time to do it than the other one. Now, that's basically 2 block jumps. Now let's go on to 3 block jumps. Now, 3 block jumps, they're a sprint jump. You can't actually make them without sprinting. So, you see I'm trying to make them with just walking. You can't do that. You have to sprint them, but if you sprint too long without doing the stop momentum thing in midair, things like that end up happening, where you actually fall off the block because it's like actually jump past the block because it's like your momentum keeps going, and then you end up just like falling off the block or missing it completely or something. So just do it like do like a stop momentum every like 2 or 3, and that should be fine for you. Just add a like spike there. So next jumps are the glass pane, fence jumps and end rod jumps, and all those skinny jumps and stuff. Now, for these you have to be extremely accurate if you want to do them like that, but you can just do them like that. I just recommend shifting, and then you end up failing if it's one of those little. Now, this is the farthest like pane or fence jump you can actually make that's possible. Now you can actually make it very well if you're just running and jumping like that. There's not a very good chance of you making it. So what you want to do instead is a little force momentum, which is basically jumping and then midair hitting your sprint key plus W. Then when you land again, just jump. So like this, like that basically. And then you can just continue doing them like this until you get to the end. Basically the same for all these jumps. I'm not gonna demonstrate them because they're like basically exactly the same. Fences, it's a lot, the only difference between like fences is a lot easier to make them like that, and rods are a little bit easier too. So yeah, there's those covered. Now head hitters are they're a different type of jump. That's all I can say. Now I'm just gonna put this at the end for a show, and it's also something you'll see in a lot of parkour maps. Now most people, what they'll do is run and then just like jump. I'm in creative mode, so I end up flying, but you see if I go into adventure mode real quick, it doesn't work very well. It's not very accurate. And other people, they'll do that and then do that, and that's not accurate either. What you actually want to do is shift all the way to the edge of the block, like all the way to the edge. And this actually doesn't have block value. I'll get into that a little bit later. Now all you have to do is press sprint key, W, and spacebar at the exact same time, like that. And then it's a little bit slower, but it's a lot more accurate. And for these, just do the exact same thing. You just risk hitting your head and then falling back to the beginning. Now, I'll be back with you guys as soon as I get back to that end, so bear with me. Okay guys, I'm back to the jump I just failed. And basically what you want to do is just that. That's all. Let me go back into game dough. Game mode 1. Now the next ones I'm going to be covering are the notorious 4-block jumps, or quad jumps. That's the technical term for them. And what most people do is they back up like all the way to the edge. And they're like, oh, I'm just going to make the jump like this. Well, you actually can't. It's actually like basically impossible to do them like that. See? I'm jumping at the very, I'm not making it. What's wrong with me? Jumping at the very end of the block, you see? Like, very end, and I'm still not making it. What you want to do instead is actually go to about the middle of the block, maybe a little bit back, and then you want to run and jump from the end. And what the other version was doing, where you can't actually make it, was, see how I told you in the head hitters, this part actually doesn't have block value? So if you're like magma blocks or soul sand, you won't actually be affected by the slowness or get burned. Now, yeah, these don't actually have block value, so it actually takes away a little bit of your sprinting, so it's basically impossible to make it. Just do them like that instead. You make it almost every time. Okay, next ones are ice parkour. Now, for these ones, I thought I saw a spider. I can't even, it's not even possible. Heavenly peaceful. These ones are a little bit harder because they slide you around, but they allow you to make much further jumps. See, I'm all the way to the back, and then I jump, and then see, I made it like no problem. Especially if you are doing momentum. See how close I'm getting to the edge of the quad jumps? You can, that's how you make like 4+ slab jumps with ice. Or if you get like lucky with your momentum. Oh wait, I never showed you guys momentum. Let me do that real quick. So, basically, what you want to do is, so say like a quad jump, for instance. If you're jumping like that, it's a little bit more inaccurate and harder to make it. But what you want to do is have like a 3-block area or more. Just doesn't really have to vary as a 3-block. That's just the minimum of making it. So you just shift all the way to the edge where it doesn't actually have block value, and then sprint key, W, and spacebar at the same time. And sometimes you over jump it, but usually you make it like no problem, like that. So that's what momentum is. Now, the next one I have are a little bit different than normal. These are part of the different jumps than normal parkour, like quad jumps and regular like 2-block and 3-block jumps and stuff. Now, essentially what you're doing is, is jumping around a block to another block. It's a little bit tricky and tedious at first, but with a lot of practice you can do it. Now how you make these is you shift all the way to the edge, and then sprint key, W, and spacebar at the exact same time, and you want to use your mouse to curve around to the block. Let me see if I can show you. Like sometimes I'm still like that. Like that. Now these are one of the hardest jumps in Minecraft, in my opinion. The pole jumps. Now I'm gonna start it easiest to hardest. First up, we have end rod jumps, which are the easiest because they have the most block space to jump on. And essentially, what you're doing. Oh, my mouse froze up a little bit there. Is jumping. It's basically like a Neo. You're jumping around this block. You can't see. I'm like at the edge of this block. You can't actually have your body touch the stone, because if you do like that, well, in F5 mode it's a little bit like that, you won't make it. So you have to be aware of this and then just jump like that. Now we have the fence jumps, which are a little bit harder because they're skinnier, and then yeah, these are pretty difficult. Like that. That. Oh no, my mouse froze. Why you do this to me? I just broke a block. No. Can't do that. Like that. Okay. Next we have the glass pane pole around jumps, and these ones are very, very difficult. They have less block space than the fences, and that makes it really hard to avoid actually touching the stone and slowing you down. So I would say 9 out of 10 when it comes to parkour. And these 6 or 7 out of 10 double Neos. Now, for double Neos, all you have to do, it's basically just like a Neo, but you have to actually use momentum. You have to actually get running, and it's a little bit tricky to do. Let's see if I can show you guys. Yeah, like that, and that, and that. So you have to jump like at the very, very, like where the stone and other stone meet, or just block another block. You have to jump right there. If you jump too late, that'll happen. You jump too early, that'll happen. So you have to time it perfectly, like, see if I can do it. Mouse, stop. Like that. Now, these are the 10 out of 10. I don't think I'll be demonstrating these in a video. Triple Neos, you have to actually have momentum to do them, so it's like that. I might have made that if my mouse wouldn't have done that. Yeah, It's really hard. You can make it basically easier than the double Neo. I almost just made that by adding ladders to them, because that gives you like extra block space. So that actually makes them like really easy, like that. So there's those covered, and that's pretty much all you need to know about parkour. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'm out.